Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Sean James. This is Kentucky, the main truck state. On this week's video, we're not working on the Mazda, unfortunately. We're not working on the Mazda on the wall, unfortunately. We'll get into more of that a little bit lator. I had a friend reach out to me, Brandon Wilson. I talked about in the last video. He is needing a console built for his beautiful four-door dually, OBS dually. And not in a real big time crunch, but he'd like me to be able to get it ready for him pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that, and we'll do a quick build series on it. Shouldn't take just a couple of days to do it. So I've got a full sheet of MDF laying here, and I got a piece of 1/2 inch there. So before we get into that, let's make sure and do all good YouTube things. Make sure and hit the like switch, comment down below, hit the notification bell to get future videos, and make sure and share my content. And if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. And once we get to 1,000 subs, I'm going to be giving a sub away, which right there on the hood of the truck, that is a Scar Audio SVR12 D2, the same ones that I run in my truck. Whenever I ordered one to replace a damaged sub, I ordered an extra just in case, and I've decided that more than likely in the future I will be changing out the sub, so I will not be using that sub. So I'm going to give it away once we get to 1,000 subs. Also, I'm talking with another guy about helping with my shirts, so I know I've said a lot of times that, that's coming, but it is coming, so pretty cool. Got a Mazda on the wall. But anyway, so let me get set up, and I'll show you pictures of what I'm planning on doing, and then he sent me some dimensions. So basically what I want to do is get it laid out. I've got to bring the tail saw home tomorrow, but some of the stuff I can cut with a skill saw. So the plan right now is just to kind of get some stuff rough cut, and what I would like to do is use patterns to actually router stuff out. That way it's very straight. It's a lot easier to do that and get very, very consistent shapes and make patterns that way versus just trying to cut it with a skill saw and tail saw and hope that you get it straight. So, but anyway, let's make sure and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Hit the like button if you haven't already. A lot of y'all really seem to like the video with the Nissan, getting all back together, all that good stuff. So I'm happy to have it together. I had a few good cruising sessions in it and really enjoyed it, and it's doing really well. This weekend we are going to Boomfest in Madisonville at the Madisonville Speedway. It's the same place I went earlier this year. For those that have seen the previous videos, if not, go back in my playlist and you'll see my first base meet. Check that video out. Some pretty good content there. So yeah, my wife was planning on going, but she got called into work. So that evening there is also an event, Cars and Dinosaurs at the drive-in. So what they're going to do is they're going to have a cruising show at 4:30, and then everybody kind of hang out, and then they're going to have 2 different Jurassic Park movies come on at the drive-in in Calvert City. So I will have footage of that next week. Maybe. No, it won't be next week. It will be next week. It will be next week. That's right, because it'll be on Saturday. Our video will come on Friday, so this will be our video this week. I had to wait till it is 7 o'clock for the sun to kind of get behind the trees, where it's actually okay to be outside. I came out earlier and was just looking at photos. I had sweat dripping in the floor. That was from my elbows, just looking at pictures. I was sweating that bad. So as you can see, I've got the garage a little more cleaned out. Not super cleaned out, but it's making progress. I decided to cut the Mazda and hang it on the wall. I've got to cut the bed mounts down to scoot it back about 2 inches to get that done, but yeah, I wanted something to really dress up the walls, so that's kind of what I come up with. I have the extended cab glass to put in it. I just haven't done it yet. And the door still works on it, so I can go up here and open the door, which I've got to get a door. If anybody has a door handle for one of these trucks, I'd appreciate it. It'd make it a whole lot easier to get in it. The door opens. No big deal. I can probably make some storage up there, so no big deal. Yeah, we got a Mazda on the wall. All right, enough clowning around, folks. Let's get to it. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys pictures of what he's wanting me to do, and I'll kind of describe what I'm wanting to do with that as we go. But Brandon has found some videos on Instagram of another build that he really likes, and maybe I can try and get that video, capture it, and share it. We will have to see. But the plan is it's going to be about 44 inches long, 18 inches tall, has 2 step downs, and it goes in to fit underneath his dash. He's done all the measurements that he can give me. He's also got a tray coming from Amazon that has basically a wireless charger built into it, and then he also wants a little cubby hole on top where the armrest is, so we can get that part done. But first, what I want to do is go ahead and get it laid out and just kind of get a rough idea of what I want. And I've got, like I said, I got to bring my tailless saw home tomorrow, so I may not be able to get a lot done today. I wish I could brought it home today, but by the time we got off work, my brothers had already put it in the trailer where I couldn't get it out, and I didn't feel like digging it out because at that point it was already 90-something degrees, and I was just ready to get home. So I will bring it home tomorrow for sure because I really need to try and get this done this week. What we'll do is now that we have that information, we will transfer it onto this MDF. Like I think for tonight, I was planning on kind of getting it drawn out and getting an idea of what we want to do. And then we can get the stuff cut out for the trim panels tomorrow. And like I said, I'm planning on making one pattern to cut all 4 pieces. So the outside, I think he said it has to be 13 inches wide. So that means that we're going to make the console itself 12 inches wide because we're using 1/2 inch on the outside to do the trim rings that you see. It says 1.5 inch trim around the outside. That way he can wrap the console itself and then use the trim to hide the edges of the wrap. So this is my first console build like this, so I'm really excited to get into it and figure it out because I've not done something like this. I would like to do a little bit more of this kind of stuff. So yeah, let's see what we can come up with. Let's go ahead and get this thing laid out. All right, so the first thing, and I misspoke when I said he's wanting it 15 tall. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just mark 15 inches. I wish I brought my T-square home. It'd be a little easier, but I didn't, so but this is fine. And then the top is going to be 18 inches to here. Mark that 15 as well. And we're going to run past all these measurements. So, and then the bottom is 8 total. All right. So we know we got 18 there. And then this has got to be 44 inches. So let's go 44. And I think I got a square here somewhere. Grab it. I'm not a professional builder, stuff like this. This is all just kind of hobby stuff. So just like everybody else, I've still got a lot to learn. But you know, it's a good way to challenge yourself. So, all right. And he's got this marked 6 inches. And then, according to the drawing, from this front to back here is 4 inches. And I'm assuming it's straight back 4 inches off the center line. So there. And then he has the top marked. Let me look at the other picture we got here. Got 17.875, which is a lot more detailed than I'm going to be able to be. I'm assuming that's from the front. Here's this. So that's just over almost 7/8. So let's mark 7/8 there. And then this angle is supposed to be about 7 inches. And that is not going to work unless it's 7 inches. Yeah, 7 inches tall this way. Okay, so we're good there. So that's got the rough idea of it drawn out. And then he's wanting to do like an 1.5 inch ribbon of trim that goes around the perimeter here. And all this stuff is going to get rounded over. I'm not going to cut it square. We'll find something to actually do that with. So we'll find like a cap or a washer or something like that. And this stuff will actually get cut with some curves in it so we can actually bend it. Same thing here. We'll put curves in it so it can open up and all this. Then we got to make sure the tray is going to fit where it goes. And then the top, he wants an inset for a little pad in there. So we'll make sure and get that all taken care of. But so far, that should be pretty simple. Let me see if I can find something to round these corners over with to make it look better. This bottom here, I think we'll leave it fairly square because it has to meet the dash. This up here would be nice to have just a little bit of a radius to it where it's not a hard bend. So he'd also talk about possibly making a lip or a top that folds up. So we'll kind of look into that idea as well. But for right now, I think we're doing pretty good. All right, so I went ahead and messaged Brandon, and he said that is exactly what he wanted. So that's going to work out really good. The plan now is what I'm going to do is I've got this 1/4 inch Luan, and I'm going to go ahead and make a pattern out of this. That way I have a master pattern for all 4 pieces. So falling out of the sky there. So once I get that pattern made, I can cut it with a skill saw really, really easily. And then I can use that on my router to actually flush trim all that to that. And the same thing with a 1/2 inch. I use the flush trim bit to have all those patterns as well. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I'm going to go ahead and get some work done tonight. I don't feel like waiting until tomorrow. It's actually nice outside right now, so why not? I'm going to go ahead and get this cut, get the pattern on it, and get it made, and then I'll pick you guys back up when we get back on the router work here in just a minute. What's up, man? Not much.
Sorry, I just watched that video again. I thought I heard it right, but I didn't.
Okay.
So the overall height of the console is 15 inches.
Yes.
Okay. The 18 was just how long the top was.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's 15 tall. It's 18 wide for the top hand, the armrest, and then the front is 8 inches tall, but 4 inches back it cuts off to 6.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the part that I was more concerned about because that's the part that has to fit underneath your dash. So.
Yeah. It'll fit at 8. I just kind of like that little cut down.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually making a video on this right now.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pattern out of 1/4 inch Luan to cut all the other pieces out of. That way they're all exactly the same. I can rough cut it with a skill saw and put it on the router and router all that stuff. Okay. And I should be able to get most of it cut tonight. So should go pretty good.
You're my hero.
I'm trying, man. I hope you're happy with what I'm done.
I don't care what Marcus says about you.
Yeah, well, that's Marcus for you.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Not a problem, buddy.
Thanks, Tom.
Yep. Later. Bye. All right, now that I have this drawn out, what I'm going to go ahead and do is when I put this together, I can sand this curve into it. This bottom down here, that angle is not going to hurt anything. We'll do the same thing up here. We'll kind of sand this corner down once we get it together. There's actually a guy, somebody else is actually going to wrap it, who does upholstery for a living, but he cannot build the. I'm not going to say he can't. I just say Brandon wanted me to build it for him. So I'm going to get it built, and then the other guy's going to wrap it. So I want to make sure and do as best job as possible. But with having this pattern, all 4 pieces will be exactly the same. So. And having all 4 pieces the same will really make everything a whole lot easier when it starts to go back together. I believe I can build the console, but as far as leaving the top panel and all that stuff out, that way he can wrap it and tuck it, the trim pieces on the side, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get this cut out, and then we can use that pattern to mark our other ones. And then we'll take the skill saw and cut outside the line by an 1/8 inch. We'll use a router table to actually, the flush trim bit, to clean up all the patterns and make them exactly the same. So we'll have 2 out of 3/4 and 2 out of the 1/2 inch. And that'll have our sides done. The top, I will wait till tomorrow until I get the table saw to actually build the tops, the front and the back, because it'll be a whole lot easier with a table saw to do that. I'm not trying to do that with a router. So, but I go ahead and make these side patterns and get that stuff ready tonight, which would be a huge jump on tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get set up. We'll get this cut out. And once we get that cut out, we'll make our patterns. All right, we got the pattern cut out. And then one of the things I like to do is I always take a long straight block and just sand the bottom to try and get it as straight as possible. Sides are okay. And that'll cut it nice and clean. That corner will sand out. Then just brush the sides to get the fuzzies off. Nice and straight, just like what we want. All right, so now we have this. We can check it against what we drew before, and you can't see it on the camera, but it lines right up. Right on the old line, so pretty good job getting it mocked back up again. So now that I have my pattern here, we'll go ahead and mark it. 2 on this board, 2 on the other board. We'll take a skill saw and cut just outside the lines, and that way we can use this as a pattern on the router table to get exactly the same pieces on all 4 pieces. So. And then when I do the trim ring out of the 1/2 inch, he wants 1.5 inch wide trim to go around the whole thing. And so what we'll do is we'll rip down some strips of 1.5 inches and use template tape to tape them down. And then we can use the router to cut the inside of that out. That way it's all exactly real nice and clean. It's the best way to get trim rings, which I had the ones when I did my door panels. When I made my door panels for my Nissan that I'm working on. Same thing, just used the exact same thing I'm doing here. I made a pattern and then just copied the pattern with my router table. So these are exactly the same. Then just had to take and router them on the opposite sides to make it work. So I have a little bit of experience doing this stuff, just not a whole lot. So don't hold me to being a professional by no means. Like I said, I do this for fun. He's a good friend. I'm trying to help him out, and he has a beautiful truck. So if I have a piece of me in his truck, I think that's very, very cool. So it's one of the reasons I like doing this stuff for my friends. You know, they all have beautiful trucks, and if I can have my hand in them a little bit, absolutely. So, and I got a few friends that we're gonna do some videos with here pretty soon too, where we're gonna do like video walkarounds and stuff like that. I'm gonna show the stereos that I built for them to help them out, and also, so yeah, we'll have that coming up pretty quick. But anyway, let's get back to the video. right, so now we have our 4 patterns cut out, and as you can see pencil lines around the whole thing. So that way when I put it on the router table and use that pattern, it will still cut out to be perfectly straight and all the same. So like I said, I left about an 1/8 inch all the way around it. That way I'm not hogging off a whole lot with the router bit. So, yep, it's going to work out really good. So now that we have that done, we can go ahead and use the pattern with some pattern tape and rip those down. These 2 here will get marked 1.5 inches all the way around, just to kind of see what that looks like. And I'll send a picture to him and kind of see what he thinks. He thought maybe it might be a little bit too wide, so I want him to look at it before I cut them down. But I'm going to go ahead and get them marked and let him see it anyway. If I have to, I got plenty of 1/2 inch there. I can make a couple different rings, and I might just do that while I'm doing this. Go ahead and make 2 more 1/2 inch patterns, and that way I can play with the widths of it. And that way he has a little bit of choice, and I could use either one. So let's go ahead and do that. This is an old sheet that I have here, so it's not going to hurt anything to use it. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 more 1/2 inch pieces. Now I think about it, I probably could just cut one of those pieces and had 3. I can make 1 regular one, 1 smaller one, and then, but that's okay. Now I got more options. I can make it like 1.5 inch, maybe 2 inches. See what it looks like. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get the insides of those marked. That way I can go ahead when I make the pattern. I want to hog out so much, so we'll do kind of the same thing. I'll just mark 1.5 inches on all those and connect the dots, then cut inside those lines. And then tomorrow when I bring the table saw home, I'll run some strips through the saw at 1.5 inches, 1 inch, and 2 inch, and kind of see which one looks the best. I really think 1.5 inches is probably the right way to go. I think 1 inch will be a little narrow. I think I did 1.25 inches on mine, and I like the way that it looked. But so this is for him, so we'll have to do what he likes, and that's not a problem. So let me go ahead and get a couple of these marked, and we'll get the insides cut out, and that's probably about all we're going to be able to do tonight. So there's going to be quite a bit of probably hyperlapsing, time-lapsing, stuff like that, because keep the video from being long. I had a few people comment they like the shorter videos. Something like this won't be a real short video, but I'll try and get the high points of it for sure. So let's go ahead and get that marked out and get the inside cut out. All right, everybody, it is Tuesday. We got off work today at 11 o'clock, and I had to run around and try and get a real ID. If any of you guys have tried to get one, oh my God, what a royal pain in the butt. I have spent 4 hours running around chasing forms, chasing information, chasing stuff to get it made, and still did not get it done. So that's about all I'm going to get into that, but what an absolute nightmare that was, between going to Mayfield and Paducah, both trying to get everything taken care of. But anyway, I also got the keychain to Michael Thomason. It's always good to see him. I even bought him a slushie at Sonic. So we had a pretty good little chill hangout session, talked for a little bit, and had some slushies. He had a grape, I had a lemonade, and my wife had a cherry. So some delicious slushies. But anyway, I've got the table saw home with me. I brought it from work. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut the sheet down to a manageable piece. I need 12 inches wide with 2 1/2 inch pieces will make it 13 inches total. So what I want to do is go ahead and I'm probably going to mark it probably 2.5 foot and cut a little wide. That way I can cut a couple 1.5 inch strips, 1.25 inch. I sent Brandon some pictures of the trim pieces. He said he thinks he likes 1.25 inch better. I'm going to go ahead and make both That way we can set them on there and look at them and get a better idea of what it's going to look like. The cup holders that he ordered had showed up today, so I have those. I'll get those cut in. But first, I got to get the top made. So, like I said, we'll go ahead and get the panels cut where it's a manageable size. I may just cut it to 4 foot because I can run those panels by myself, but I can't run 6 foot very easily through the saw. So I'll do that off screen. I'll get the tops cut out, and then I'll kind of show you guys how I do the patterns, and then we'll get the router table set up, and I'll show you how we router that stuff out. Which, for you guys that have been around, you've seen me do this before, so we won't cover it real much, but it's definitely a part of the process. So I'm sure some people would like to see it. If you would like to see it, comment down below. Say, hey, Sean, I'd like to see more of that kind of stuff, or Sean, knock it off. Nobody cares. Either way, I don't care. I enjoy doing this stuff. So anyway, let me stop rambling here and get to cutting. Whee! I got Miss Grace. Miss Grace is joining us today. She's walking right underneath my feet while I'm trying to cut. She wants to get some pets and some love. She's a good cat. For those of you that remember, I got this fixed, so now I can run the blade down with one finger. That way nobody gets mad about me possibly getting hurt. But thank you guys for being concerned. All right, so we have our pieces cut. Now we can get it set up on this piece we have here. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and I'll show you how I make the patterns and get them set up for the router table. All right, now that I have my trim ring sitting up here, I know that this one gets the 1¼ inch. So what I'm going to do is start laying this out inside the lines that I've drawn up. And what I'll do is I'll mark it where it needs to get cut. And I'll cut it and go all the way around the pattern. And then once I get that cut, I'll pre-drill some holes into this piece where I can attach this piece to the pattern. Then once that's attached, I can take the router and then router the inside and the outside and get a perfect pattern. That way I'm not doing it by hand, because if you get a little bit of a jog in it, whenever you wrap it with vinyl, it really stands out. So this is going to be the easiest way for me to do this. So I'll go ahead and work on doing that. We'll probably do a little bit of a time lapse on this as well. A lot of this video is probably going to be a lot of time lapse, but it's not like you have to sit there and watch me do all this stuff. So, and the better you get your joints here, the better these bits will fit and all that good stuff. We'll have good rounded corners on the inside. I've got 2 different router bits. One's, I think, like 1/4 inch, and the other one's a 1/2 inch. That way it has a bigger round in the corner. So we may use that as well, but let's go ahead and get started on getting this stuff put on. All right, so as you can see, We've got it all screwed down. We got good fit all the way around it. That way our pattern will work out really, really well. So I've still got to get the 1.5" pattern caught up. And then what we'll do is we'll use the roundover bit to make those 2 patterns real quick. So I've got probably 20 minutes in doing this, but it's going to make that pattern perfect. There won't be any dips or spots in it. So whenever you're doing stuff like this, making it the piece as nice as you can is very important. So let's go ahead and get the other one caught up, and then we'll break out the router table. It's already about 8 o'clock, so I don't know. We should be able to get it routed out tonight. Then have to kind of close up. I have neighbors right across the street, right over there. Took the Nissan out today. That thing is beating, son. Doing really good. We got out in traffic, and we actually scared somebody going down the interstate. It was at a section where it was leading up to the base drop, and it was like a Yukon come up beside us. As soon as they got beside us, and the guy in the passenger seat, or girl, my wife said it was a woman, but she jumped real big and freaked out. The guy slowed down, looked over, rolled his window down, and started laughing. And he's like pointing at her and gave me thumbs up. So that was really cool. It's always fun to get interaction and stuff like that. But anyway, let me go ahead and get this other pattern caught up real quick. Shouldn't take just a few minutes. Like I said, we'll break out the router table. We'll get it out of the garage so we're not making a mess, and we'll get it made. All right. So as you can see, we have both the patterns made. This front one's 1.5 inches. This back one is 1.25 inches. So we'll go ahead and get those patterns cut out and get them routed. And then once we check them on the panel, if we like the way that looks, what we'll do is we'll actually use these to build the side panels for the enclosure, or for the console. So let's get this set up and get it routed out. And just like that, we have the 2 patterns now. So this one's going to be the 1.5 inches. That one's the 1.25 inches. I actually think I like this wider one a little bit better. But these will actually get rounded over. I have a 45 chamfer bit that we may do on the inside, same thing on the outside, to kind of give it the kind of a squared edge. I think that's what he liked best. And then these top corners up here are getting rounded a little bit. Once we get the other piece on, to do that with a roundover bit. So we'll take care of that when it comes time for that. But yeah, be really, really neat. So now we can set them on our templates and use those to cut our patterns for the actual size of the box. So yeah, let's send this picture to Brandon and see what he thinks. So it's really cool to see how you can go from just a pattern to a pattern, and it fits exactly like it's supposed to. So yeah, that worked out really, really well. And let's use this pattern to make our side patterns. It is currently about 9 or 8:30, so I'm probably done with the router tonight. But yeah, I like the way this is working out so far. I sent a picture to Brandon. We're gonna see what he says, but I think he's gonna be happy. All right, so that took like 30 seconds, so not too bad. This is the one we patterned with. Now we patterned with the other one, so we want to make sure and use the same pattern. And we want to do it backwards. So we have it on the inside. Oh yeah, we got plenty this time. Trying to hurry because it's getting kind of late. Kind of later than I should be doing this, but I really want to try and get this trim ring cut too. Get it angled so I can show Brandon. Now you can do the same thing with template tape. I don't have any template tape that works good for this yet. I got some stuff on Amazon and it sticks decent, but it does not peel off very good at all, so it really makes it a pain to clean it up. All right, let's go ahead and get this one trimmed out. I'll do that off camera real quick, and then we'll come back. All right, now we have our pattern on our side panel, so we'll go ahead and get this one ripped out. We'll take this one off, put it on the other side, and make the other one, so make progress. All right, so now we have that side done. What we'll do is we'll pull the screws out. Then we'll flip this pattern over for the other side. That way all the marks are on the inside of the console when we start putting this thing together. There's that. Set this out of the way. There's our new console pattern. All right, and so there you can see we have, this is the 1 1/4 inch, and this one is the 1 1/2 inch, and this will get 45 around the outside and the inside, outside and inside, to give it a really nice detail. And I'm even thinking about maybe talking to him about maybe putting some stripes in here just to kind of break up this flat panel, and that's really easy to do. I've got a V groove router bit, so basically you just put a pattern down and you just run it against that groove and make it really nice. It'd be nice just to fall like maybe around this inside here just to do that, but we'll see. We'll talk to him and see kind of what he thinks, but he's messaging me right now, so let me check my messages. All right, so I went ahead off camera and went ahead and 45 the corners on the inside and the outside to give it kind of a cool look to it, which is not giving it much justice here. I did the same thing on the small panel. You can kind of see it better on this side, 45. So yeah, it's gonna look pretty cool. Brandon's happy with it, so we'll have to go ahead and make another pattern out of these two, and we'll make, I believe he's gonna go with the 1 1/2 inch, so that's gonna work out pretty good. This is probably gonna be a 2-part video because there's no way I'm gonna get all this in one. I was already at 50 minutes before I started this stuff today, so yeah, this is gonna be a long one. But my first console build, so why not document it, you know? Things gonna be pretty awesome. All right, everybody, what's going on? It is now Thursday afternoon, July 3rd. Everybody's getting ready to do fireworks. I'm here trying to build a console, so I jumped a little bit ahead. I got home from work, let it cool off a little bit. I come in here and just start kind of putting it together because putting a console together isn't that difficult. So this is what we've got so far. So that's the wider trim. I sent him pictures. He really likes it. He's got this a wireless charger that's going to mount into the top of it up here. And then he has 2 cup holders that will mount there. So got a little cool face kind of showing there. So I'm just in the process of putting it together. That side trim will stay off there. That's just the pattern. I'm going to make new trim that doesn't have holes in it for the clips that I got. And I got some T-nuts to go into the hold it in there, and I'm still not sure if that's what I want to do yet or not. I will figure that out here shortly, but that's what I was intending to do. But so far it's going out really nice. I'm going to figure out something up here on the top to keep it from being plain, and I may even try and come up with some sort of a inlay for this part here. I think it's going to need something so it's not just a plain piece there. I think that would really be kind of a cool touch. I haven't said anything to Brandon about that yet, so maybe when he sees this video, he'll be surprised. But I think I can make a piece that will lay on top of this and look really cool. So that's kind of the idea. We'll put something here. We'll see. I don't know if I'll be able to make this one video or have to make it two, just for the fact that it's already kind of a long video. And I'm not sure how much I'm going to go through and actually show. I've edited a little bit, but like I said, it's Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Supposed to go watch fireworks with some friends just like a mile down the road, but I don't know. I don't really feel like getting out, to be honest. I don't feel like dealing with all the people. The traffic here is absolutely crazy. So, but well, you can actually hear the sirens in the background. But anyway, now I just want to say again, I appreciate all you guys being here. Really makes it worth my time, my effort, and all that stuff. I've had a lot of good comments lately, and you know that really makes me feel good. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. I really do. Thank you very much. I love that Mazda on the back wall. I've got to make a new bed bounce, so don't get at me too hard. I mean, how many people do you know that have trucks hanging on the wall? So, wow, wow, all day around here. It's all it's been. But so, what do y'all think about this console? I think it'd be pretty sweet. So, maybe we could even just take. Sorry, Grace. I stepped on Grace. Poor Grace. Come here, Grace. I'm sorry, honey. You stepped under my feet. You got under my feet, sweetie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come here. Come here, Grace. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Come on. Come on. I didn't mean to make you cry. Grace is a sweet kitty. She was just trying to be Inspector General here, so. Yeah, she said it's good, so we're all good here. But I have that bit I was telling you about as a V bit, and maybe I just put a couple stripes in there to break it up. If it wasn't for I don't know, we'll see. But let me go ahead and get this top figured out how I want to do it. Be kind of the same thing, just be a flat panel up here. I would like to make some sort of a, he has an inlay drawn up that I can do. I just had to figure out exactly how I want to do it, but it's not really that big of a deal. So, yep, let me get back to work. All right, something I forgot to mention. I didn't mention it, but he has this wireless charging tray. And if you look at this picture right here, that's how he's wanting it mounted. So I'm having to figure out how to inset it. This is not something I've ever done before. So I've got this test piece here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill out the corners with a drill bit and then cut this with a skill saw just to get a rough idea. When I get ready to actually do this, I'll do like I did the pattern and actually use a router to cut it out because I know I can make it perfectly straight. Skill saw is a little bit harder to do that, especially when you start routering to skill saw marks. So, because he wants this to be beveled on the outside. So this is just kind of a template or a test to see how we can make that work. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this cut out and see what I can do with it. See if I can make it happen or not. So wish me luck. right, so I can see now we'll have to definitely work those corners with a piece of sandpaper, but like I said, whenever we do this with a router, those corners will be perfectly rounded, so that's not going to be a problem. All right, these have little tabs underneath there, so it's not going to slide down all the way. I've got it just a little tight, which is fine, but it'll mount under like this. And actually, that size is really good. So what I need to do is this side has to get routed about a 1/2 inch deep, and I've got a router bit for that. And so what I might do is treat this like, well, I can flip it over and do it on the bottom, but I just need to router this side and this side about a 1/2 inch deep. The width right here is not going to matter. It can be a little bit wider because it doesn't have to sit, you know, all the way there. So let's flip this over and set the router up, and we'll just buzz each one of these sides a little bit. So give me just a second to get this stuff set up. Okay, so I have the board flipped over and I'm ready to run my rabbiting bit. So I have this rabbiting bit here, and this bearing is too big. So I have these bearings here, and so basically I can step up in size and that'll change the size of the rabbit. So you can tell by looking at the stack where this one's at. So if I go up to this one or that one, it'll make the rabbit bigger, and a little bit bigger is okay. So what I'll do is I'll just take this bearing off and try the next size down and see what works from there. And then that's what we'll use. So this just backs off. Oh, and then I dropped it. So that's nice. Pick it up before I lose it. There we go. Got that. Then we'll open this one up. Same thing, try not to lose it. So you take these bearings off, then you can size them. So this is the next one down, and that's not going to drop it enough. So we'll go down to this next one, and that should give us enough of a gap. You can see the difference in them, in the size. So it's only going to drop it down a little bit, but that should be enough to do it. So we'll go ahead and put this on our bit. Drop the washer. That's nice. That one. Almost put the same one back on there. That would have been silly, wouldn't it? All right. So then just twist that on there. And then what we'll do is we'll grab the box. And we'll see how close that is. You can see right there, it's riding against the edge of it. Well, that's always good for a bit. Jesus, Sean. Fumble fingers tonight. So if you look at it, that's really close. I could honestly go the next size down even. So let's do that. And that way we'll have just a little bit of room. And then once we get this figured out, what we'll do is we have to figure out how deep it needs to go. And we'll have to do that on the router itself. So let me get this tightened down, doing all this off camera. Make sure and put these other ones back away so we don't lose those. I got to put that washer on there. I forgot to put the washer on there. That's not a great idea, Sean. That just needs to be finger tight. So it won't fall out of your bag. I've actually used this bit on a set of wheels, GMC wheels, to get the bore opened up to fit on a Mazda. You need like a 1/2 inch gap. So, same thing. Like watch me fumble with this? Comment down below. Oh, Butterfingers. I'm trying to hurry because it's getting dark. I'm rushing myself, so. All right. Got that on. Tighten that down. All right. Let me get the bits changed out and I'll come right back. All right, so now I've got the router set up. And what I need to be able to do is I want it to be flush with this bottom edge. So what I'll do is hold that flat there and leave the router open and just turn this until it just touches it. It's about right there. And so what I should do is I'll go up a little bit and we'll do one pass and we'll see how it fits, because if we have to adjust it down more, we can, but we cannot adjust it up more. So let's go ahead and do a patch of that and see how that works. We're just doing this side and that side. We're not worried about the front. So, and let's see. I don't think it's going to affect it, so. Well, I definitely made a mess of that. But this is, like I said, this is just for a rough draft, so. You just want to see if this will fit in there. And it looks like I need to come back a little farther, or go up farther there. So let me go farther forward on this front one. And this will go just like that. So it looks like I'm going to have to clean the corners out a little bit up here, back here, because those are a little tighter. And I can do that pretty easily with like a utility knife or something like that. But let me do that off camera real quick, and I'll come back. All right, so I got that cleaned out with a drill bit, and now this panel will fit right down in there like it's supposed to. And if you look on the back side, I can see it, you can't. It fits nice and tight to that. So now we'll just flip this over and see what it looks like. So, oh yeah, that's gonna fit really good. I'll definitely have to make sure and pay attention when I do this, because you can see this gap in the front where I cut it. So you can see a little daylight come through the back. So we'll have to figure out how to do that a little bit better. But the proof of concept is there for me, because this is flush on this edge, it's flush here, nice and flush there. So that's great. Other than it being a little cockeyed in the hole, but this being cockeyed in the piece, I didn't really lay it out good. But yeah, that's going to work out really good. Let me set it up like that and see if I can't get better light here. There we go. So I got it 45 around the edge like he likes. We'll have to make sure and drill the corners out with a bigger drill bit though. Well, no, we're going to do that with a router, so it's going to take care of itself. But I can measure this hole now, and I'll do like I did when I made the other pattern. I'll actually tape down the boards and then use a flush trim bit to cut that hole out and be perfectly flat. So yeah, and then you can see where that rabbit bit got it. So it's not the end of the world. That can be fixed pretty easily with like kitty hair, stuff like that if you had to. So I'm not too worried about that part of it. Same thing up there. But like I said, it's fitting flush. It's fitting good on the back side. And so we could probably even take some small pinhead screws and put small holes in the back side and just put like one screw in each corner to kind of hold it in place. And just so long as you don't beat on it, it should be fine. But or we'll try and find maybe a better way to mount that. But yep, proof of concept, it works. Let's see if I can get better light. All right, there you go. See, it's nice and flush everywhere. So that's going to work. Now I know what to do and how to do it. Just do it again. And that console is just screwed together, so I can take it apart really easily and do it off the box. Could be a real pain in the neck trying to do it on the box. But now that I know how to do it, I can do it. So I think we're going to end the video there. Why not? We figured out some of the problems. We have a few problems to figure out, and I actually thought of something for the front of that box that we're going to do just for him. And I think it'd be really cool. So keep an eye out for that one. But anyway, I want to say make sure and say thank you to all you guys. I really do appreciate you guys being there. I've said it several times. I can't do this without y'all. Thank you very much for your support. I've got to do the giveaway tonight too. I just remember that. So we're not done here. I'm gonna look and see how many people commented, and depending on the number, we may give more than 2 away. We may give 3 or 4 away. We may give 5 away. Who cares? I mean, if there's enough comments, we'll do it. I'll do like I did last time. I'm gonna wait till 10 o'clock tonight, about another hour and a half from now, hour or so, and we'll come out here and we'll do the giveaway. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, that is the end of this week's video. Like I said, and it is now 10 o'clock, so we're gonna go ahead and do the drawing for the keychain giveaways. I want to say thank you to everybody. First of all, I appreciate all the support that I've gotten here lately. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I've been saying that for a while now. And the plan is when we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away that Scar Audio SVR D212 to somebody. We'll find a way to do that. There's nobody is paying for this. Is straight out of my pocket. There's no, Scar Audio is part of this. This is all on me. So just know that. And this is my way of showing appreciation to you guys for helping my channel grow, for sharing my content and all that good stuff. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for being here. It means a lot. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate that as well. Thank you for all the comments lately. That does help a lot. And so with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. So what I'll do is I'll screen record like I did last time. I'll go ahead and start now. Let this start up. So once this gets set up, we'll go ahead and we'll put in the link. All right, that's put in. We'll fetch that. We'll go no replies, and we'll continue. We'll see how many that gets us. That is 14 comments. So I'm going to go ahead and pick 4 winners this week. And all you have to do to win is comment hashtag Kentucky the Mini Truck State. And so let's go ahead and see who's done that. So what we'll do is we'll just pick the first 4 people. If they've won recently, we'll skip past them. No sense giving them another one. They're not going to need it. So we'll just pick the first 4 random ones as long as they're not duplicates. So the first winner is Shop of Misfits. Congratulations. The next one is Robert Collins 320. Got you here. Congratulations, Robert. The next winner, 819 Car Audio. That is our buddy Cotton. So thank you, man. Your appreciation is very much, or your help is much appreciated. Your motivation is much appreciated. So thank you. I'll make sure and get your stuff to you. And the last winner is Jonathan Bryant 205. So that's awesome, man. Thank you very much. It says, love all your videos, brother. Look forward to every video. Keep up the good work, man. And with that has got our winners picked out. So congratulations, everybody. I'll do like I did last week. Last time, I'll go ahead and comment on that video that you are a winner. You can contact me. I'll put my email address in this video description. It's easier to get a hold of me through Messenger on Facebook. You can either find me at Kentucky the Mini Truck State or Sean James. Either one will work. Message me on there. Just screenshot your name and that it's your account, and we'll get you verified and we'll get your stuff to you. So thank you guys very much. I do appreciate it. The console is starting to look pretty good. I've been sending some pictures to Brandon, and he's really excited about it. We've talked about a few things we're going to do to kind of make it a little spicy. So, yeah, got some good plans for it. We'll get it finished up next week in a hopefully a quicker video. It seems like we have a lot of content on this one. I've started editing it, and there's a lot of stuff I'm probably going to fast forward through or even just skip just because it's not very interesting. But I did record a lot of it, and I know there are people that want to learn how to do this stuff. Like I said, I'm learning. This is my first console build, so don't take my mistakes for your way to do it, but take what you can from it, what helps you, and all that good stuff. So, fireworks, neighbors are going off now. But once again, thank you for everybody for being here. Make sure and do all the good YouTube things. Make sure and hit the like switch, comment down below, hit the subscription button. Make sure and hit the notification bell so you catch future videos. And also, make sure and share my content. Most of all, that helps my channel a lot. Like I said, once we get to 1,000, we're going to give away a 12-inch Scar Audio sub. And, make one of you guys a winner. That's what you completely on me. I'm going to pay for it. It's free shipping. All you got to do is we'll do the same thing we've been doing, the hashtags. But that's only once we get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you want to win, please subscribe. I got looking at the YouTube studio information, and it's about 50-50 subscribers versus non-subscribers at the moment. So I'm actually trending towards getting more subscribers watching. But I would like to get all of you guys subscribing. That would mean a whole lot and really help my channel grow. And once we get to 1,000 subs, maybe we can get monetized. We got the views. We about have enough views already to get monetized. We just need the subscribers now. So if you guys could hit that subscription button, I would really appreciate it. But enough rambling on. But thank you guys very much, and we'll catch you on the next one. I'm just trying to make a video. I get our independence, 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. This is the 3rd. This is the 3rd of July. I just want to make a video for you guys. With some good content, some good, good information, stuff like that. We're making progress. It looks like a box, so. And we come up with another idea. Oh, geez, what was that? It's a biggin. Big old biggins. So, yeah, the finale's going to be here in just a minute. My dogs are already freaking out, so I need to get my mess cleaned up. Start editing my video, pick out some winners. Oh, me. That was scurry. Real scurry.